Yeah, welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Reviews and reactions. Let's go. It's the Brown Boy Wonder. Hold it down, representing for the culture. Every episode brings you closer into the mind and the heart of a hustler, where the truth and the groove collide. Stay tuned in, come enjoy the ride. Keep it authentic like that, never hold back. It's the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. The Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned in. The vibe's always on.
This is the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast.
Welcome back to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. We are back to talk about Batman Beyond, the Neo Gotham of Gotham City. Of course, we're going to talk about episodes 16 through 20. But before we do that, let me bring on my guest here, my only guest for this time. He cut his life into pieces, and this is his last resort. It's Anthony. Anthony, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, all of our friends are currently locked up in that place, and so we gotta do this episode to get them out.
Perfect. I think. Okay, perfect. I'm glad you said that. Perfect. Actually, that's a great excuse. Okay. Well, before we get into it, I do want to say thank you everyone who has been following us this entire time. I got some comments all through Instagram saying like, "Hey, bro, we're digging this show and we're digging your pod." So I appreciate you guys. I'll shout out to Brandon M from high school. If you know who you are, you know who you are. I appreciate your nice words and yeah, I'm glad we're having fun with this. With that being said, let's go into the last resort, episode 16. While patrolling the skies of Gotham, Neo Gotham, Batman goes over a few updates on school events with Max. Just then, Batman hears sirens blare and sees a renegade truck giving the police a lot of trouble. Batman intervenes, but the truck is stronger than the Batmobile and the driver is flying like a madman. Unfortunately, Batman manages to stop the driver. The name is Sean Miller, a student in his history class. Later, the chase forms part of a commercial for a new rehab clinic for troubled adolescents. The clinic's founder, Dr. David Wheeler, reminds parents that new laws are imposing strict punishment on the parents of troublees, and assures them that his methods can help troubled kids become normal and well-adjusted again. Anthony, do you think Dr. Wheeler's rehab clinic is good for us, at least?
For us in particular,
Yeah.
I think it's too late for us. We're a lost cause. But it is a funny sequence seeing all these parents look at their children who are not doing anything terrible and just thinking immediately like, I gotta send this kid away. I do not need these kids here.
Yeah, these parents don't want to see their kids. That's what it looks like to me. At least there's one. We'll find out soon. Parents start sending their kids to the clinic from the rebelliousness to the most minor of offenders. The clinic proves to be the most popular. That soon all of Hill High School is nearly empty. One of Terry's has only 8 students left in his class. Chelsea is sure that the clinic is to blame and sends a protesting email to Principal Shinsuke Nakamura. The principal tells Chelsea's father about the email, and he sees the excuse to Chelsea to the clinic. Knowing that Chelsea is not troubled, Terry is sus at how the clinic would emit her. Yeah, Chelsea just sent an email and boom, she's in the clinic.
That's it. That's all she had to do. Her dad was easily convinced over the phone to send her away. And you know what? We're gonna see at the end how he's treated for that, and it's very interesting.
Yes. If your parents did this to you, would you accept it or would you be mad?
I would absolutely be mad. Yeah, I don't think I was that much of a troublemaker. Did I argue and things like that? Sure. Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of authority. I'm still not, but I don't think I ever did anything to deserve to be sent to this place. Just like Chelsea here, I don't think she deserved it.
Mm.
Abrar, did you ever do anything that your parents would send you away to a place like this?
I mean, I think we all know the story. I've been telling since day one. I stood up to my dad when I was like 6, and he threw me to the wall. So I think for that reason, maybe I'll be in this clinic.
Oh no.
If I'm a 6-year-old in this clinic, that's not good. But after that incident, I'm just a nice kid. I'm a good kid. I don't do any trouble. I wouldn't be here.
That's true. You don't think they would have sent you here for hiding in the bushes?
Oh, I forgot about that too. You know what? I'll be in the clinic probably my whole life, actually.
Oh.
Thank you for reminding me. That was a trouble day. At the clinic, located on a ranch just outside the city, Chelsea wanders around and is rudely greeted by Sean, who is already trying to pick a fight. She tries to leave him by going to a friend of hers, Adam. However, Adam is totally not responding to her, and she notices that he's painting a blank canvas using a brush with no paint. Uh-oh. Sean sneers that Adam is just under the effects of the ISO. Then the students are herded into class. Anthony, this feels like a Black Mirror Twilight Zone episode. What is going on?
It's a little scary. It's a little scary. Before the podcast, we were talking about other shows you've done rewatches for. Were you reminded of the Avatar season 3 episode, The Boiling Rock, with that prison and everything?
Oh yes, that's exact. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. I like that. For those who have not seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, check it out. We did a rewatch pod on that, and that was a lot of fun. And maybe we did mention this early before the recording. We might do Korra. We'll find out.
We'll see.
Outside, Batman is eavesdropping, as I would do, through the wall. The glass consists of the students being forced to stand for hours on end, listening to Dr. Wheeler yelling at them that they are worthless, and he is the only one that can help them. They cannot leave for any reason, even going to the bathroom. A boy tries to speak up, and Wheeler orders his guards to drag him away to the ISO as punishment. Bruce identifies Wheeler's methods as a form of brainwashing used by cults and sometimes on prisoners of war. Batman is disgusted and he leaves, though he has some difficulty leaving the ranch, their security system. Anthony, kidnapping kids, that's a felony.
It's not ideal. Yeah, no. I mean, granted, these parents signed their kids up for this, but like, this is what I do like that. This is very much Terry taking the initiative. He's going sort of undercover, kind of,
Mm.
to try to get this done. So I like that about it.
Yeah, like if you remember the old anime series, we've seen Bruce in his disguises, or trying to blend in with the underworld. So
Sure, yeah.
Terry's kind of doing the same thing. Back in the Batcave, Terry says that they have enough evidence to go to the police, but Bruce reminds him that the suit recordings has no legal restrictions. So Terry decides to go undercover himself. He enters the ranch to pay Chelsea a friendly visit, carrying a plastic video camera that slips through the gate's metal detector. Unfortunately, the desk guard took his backpack with the bat suit in it. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. On the way in, he passes a boy being visited by his parents, who's begging to be taken away from the ranch. Terry is told that Chelsea canceled their appointment, but he doesn't believe it. Fortunately, for the moment, the boy breaks down and tries to escape through the gate. This distracted the security guards while Terry slips inside the ranch and hides in the it's like the vent, the air duct. If he was playing Among Us, he vented. Seeing Chelsea's pass by, he pulls her aside and she says she was told Terry was the one who canceled. He takes out the recorder and she describes the abusive conditions at the ranch and explains what the ISO really is. It's a sensory tank that blocks all feelings and sound, making the subject to feel totally isolated, hence ISO. Reaching the end of her control, Chelsea breaks down crying and says that she has to get the hell out of here. Now that he has the evidence he needs, Terry promises to help her as soon as he can return with the police. So, Anthony, would you break out one of your friends if they were in these hard conditions?
Absolutely, I would try. I mean, these people are becoming brain dead zombies. I think even Chelsea says like he's making us his little robots or something like that. So yeah, I'd do my best. No promises. I'm not saying I'd be able to, but I'd try.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Sometimes it's hard to it's hard to it's hard to do this because prison is very secure. So how can you get a friend out?
Good
We'll
question.
see.
Yeah.
But he's about to leave the ranch, but Sean, I was about to say Sean Penn, but Sean Penn from One Battle After Another stops him, trying to pick a fight. Terry keeps going, but Sean attacks him, bringing both Wheeler and his security guards. Sean is sentenced to the ISO, and Terry is searched, turning up the camera. Terry is taken prisoner as well. Wheeler says that if no one comes to get Terry, Wheeler's guards will kind of like kill him, I guess. I don't know. After he gets his own ISO treatment. That night, Sean taunts Terry through the wall between their cells, describing the horror experiences he's been in for. However, Terry convinces Sean to work together with him so that they can escape the ranch. Have you seen Andor season 1, Anthony?
I have not, but I know the sort of like prison thing is like a big part of it, so I'm aware of that.
Yes, so that prison scene is exactly like this episode here. Exactly. 100%.
Well, then I've seen it, I guess. I
Okay.
don't need to watch it.
There you go. Morning comes and the two are taken to the ISO chambers, but at Terry's signal, they attack the guards and manage to escape. Sean gets a hold of the master key card and uses to release all the students from their cells. While the security guards are trying to round up the students, Terry retrieves his backpack and suits up. With Batman's help, the students overwhelm the guards. But Batman hears Dr. Wheeler pleading for mercy and sees Sean dangling him off a high wall. Batman pleads for Sean to stop, saying that he has now redeemed himself. He's a hero. Sean laughed and drops Wheeler, forcing Batman to save him. The students run outside where the police and their parents have arrived, but most are reunited with their parents, but Chelsea's father tries to give her a hug. She gives him the cold shoulder, showing that she has not forgiven him. Much to his sadness for the father. Wheeler and his guards are arrested, and Terry and Bruce watch sadly as Sean is also taken to custody. The ranch may have been fake, but that doesn't change the fact that they are still troubled kids. That was it for this episode. It's like a kind of a scary, deep episode here for Batman Beyond. Are we giving this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I will give it a thumbs up. I do wish they did more with it. I had mentioned earlier the Boiling Rock episode of Avatar, and that was a two-parter. And so I think maybe seeing a bit more of like Terry having to live the day in the life of a prisoner would have been
Sure.
interesting, but I still think that for what it was, it did a good job with the troubled youth story and a nice sort of idea of like this is not exactly a one to one, but obviously Terry doesn't have like an Arkham Asylum. Like Batman had this sort of
Mm,
asylum thing going on, and this Batman doesn't have that. So this is almost like a glimpse at what it would be like to have like
yeah.
characters that need extra help, like psychiatric or additional prison. So it was an interesting sort of concept. I wish they did more with it, but I'd still give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I agree. This is a huge thumbs up. This is like, if you really think deeply, it's like it's a sad episode.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Terry doesn't have an Arkham Asylum. I don't think in the show there's an Arkham. There's an asylum. I think. I don't, if I remember, I don't think so. But you're right. This is close to it. Huge thumbs up. I do have a interesting fact for this episode. This is the first episode in which Terry does not throw a batarang. Um, I also have another interesting fact. If only the guys who were doing a rewatch of Star Trek were here, but this is for them. If you guys are listening, there are some similarities between the episode of the original Star Trek episode Dagger of the Mind, in which a respectable psychiatrist is using torture and hypnosis to force his version of right thinking of his patients. So it's kind of the same thing there.
All right. If only they were here. Oh,
If
well.
only they were here, they would relate to it. They'd be like, Abrar, we saw the episode. It's all right. But let's get into the next episode here. It is called Armory, episode 17. Terry, Dana, and Max attend a birthday party for their friend Jared. They went to Jared. The crowning touch in his father's present, he got a new car. Lorraine also kind of talked about the expenses that Jared is getting, but Jim says that nothing is too good for his family. A short time later, Jim is stunned to be told that he's been laid off. Apparently, Paxton Powers is eliminating his division, which is light weapons manufacture, and he's merging it with another. Jim tells his family not to worry, that he's the best there in the business. But several days later, however, he is still no closer to finding a new job. He's becoming more desperate when he has coffee with his old partner. How do you pronounce this guy's name? Is it Esteban? Esteban?
It was something strange. I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me see if I
It's
can
like,
read it. But yeah, he had a bit of a weird name.
Yeah, it's like Istivan. Esteban. Esteban.
I'll just say Esteban. It was something strange, but yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, I'll go with Esteban. Some European name, I don't know. Who mentions that his company has a secret, aka illegal, dealings with a certain foreign country. I wonder which country is that? Which would be very interested in a prototype weapon Jim was working on. A sonic beam emitter capable of blasting through steel. Jim says he'll have to break into Wayne Powers and steal the design specs. But Esteban mentions a large payment for his work. Anthony, should Jim trust this guy?
No, he shouldn't trust him, but he's desperate, right? Like he got a little overzealous with his money spending, and now he's got a family to take care of. So, I mean, could he gotten out of this a bit of an easier way? Sure, but he's trying to get some money, so I understand. He has to. No choice.
Yeah, anything for family. Drawing on his experience from the special forces, Jim dons a combat suit and a mask and infiltrates the Wayne Powers to steal the specs. He is caught on the way out by both the police and Batman, but manages to evade both with an arsenal of non-lethal weapons. The media dubbed him as the Human Armory. So, Anthony, this is our first introduction of the Human Armory. Is this the best outfit in the entire show?
No, I wouldn't say that. You know, Ink is cool, Shriek is cool, Spellbinder's cool. There's a lot of cool designs. This guy reminded me visually a lot of Lockup from
Yeah.
BTAS,
Mm.
just because he was like a big, wide-shouldered man with the mask and everything. He looked like something else. I couldn't put my finger on it. It was reminding me of something else, and I still to this day cannot remember. Either way,
Yeah.
I think this is a fine look. It kinda looks like if Lockup was a member of the League of Assassins or Shadows, whatever you
Sure.
wanna call it. Looks like that.
He has like the perks of being the Punisher, I guess. He has all those different type of gadgets and weapons.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of cool weapons. But well, Jim receives a down payment from Estevan and mentions that he needs to break into more facilities to get parts for the completed weapon. He mentions running into Batman, and Esteban says that all wars must have casualties if the other side wants to win. I don't know, man. This guy is a warmonger, I would say. Uh, Jared mentions to Terry that Jim has been withdrawn and preoccupied, spending hours on end in his workshop next to the house. Terry privately confides to Max of his sussiness that Jim is Armory. This is great detective work by Terry here. I'm glad to see that. We don't really see that as often.
Yeah, yeah, we get that actually a few times in these episodes specifically. Terry
Yeah.
has suddenly become very aware.
Yes. Oh, that's good. That's good on him. Jim commits his second robbery and again confronts Batman and the police, managing to evade both with difficulty. He kind of he EMP'd a police car and also Batman.
Mhm.
He also kind of bazooka him as well too. So this guy had a lot of
Yeah.
weapons. Got dumped in the sand. No, he okay. There's a fire that happened, and then Batman dumped sand on the fire while he
Yeah, he
escaped.
drives a big truck. He drives a big truck into the and it dumps it over, and then immediately, like, that's when the firemen show up, so maybe
Yes,
he didn't have to do that, I don't know.
he did. He's doing some extra work. Before he arrives home, Jared sneaks into his workshop, wanting to know what's going on. Hearing his stepfather coming, Jared hides as Jim returns and meets Esteban. Jim assembles the completed weapon and demands his final payment. But a spider accidentally gives Jared away, so maybe Spider-Man, and confronts his stepfather. Hearing their raised voices, Lorraine, the mother, also comes in and learns her husband's secret identity. Jim pleads that he has only done it for them, of course, as a temporary measure, but they are having none of it. Is he a good stepfather?
I mean, he's got his heart in the right place, I guess. He is trying to, like, protect his family. I do feel like at this point, it was really funny because his son comes in and then his wife comes in, and it's like, oh, how many people are gonna come in and be like, "What are you doing? What's going on?"
Yeah.
Um, but, like, he's really stuck on this, like, "I'm doing it for the best of everyone." He is really stuck on that for a while, and it maybe takes a
Mhm.
little bit longer than I would like, but I mean, he's trying his best. He's just making mistakes. I Ray's thoughts on this were that he used to work in the military. He should have like all these various things set up that he should have money
Right.
by now. That was Ray's opinion, but she's not here to share that opinion now, is she? So I think he's
No.
all right.
Again, they're stuck in Dr. Willier's place over there. Uh, but it's okay because Batman arrives outside. Estevan grabs the weapon and opens fire, tearing a hole in the workshop. He then runs outside to finish Batman off, using the weapon to topple a large tower onto Batman. Esteban renders him helpless and points the weapon, but is disabled by a shot from Jim's rifle. Jim says that the war is over and they have both lost. In his rage, Esteban charges and knocks Jim to the ground. But Batman takes a hold of Esteban, while Jim gratefully hugs his family. That's our daddy, Anthony. Jim here.
That's true.
Um, at school, Jared tells Terry and Max that Jim finally worked with authorities and also received a reduced sentence for his crimes. He will be in jail for some time, and the family had to pay a heavy fine. But he's bearing up. Max also has some feelings for Jared, and they got a little flirty towards the end of the episode. So, are we seeing Max and Jared together?
I mean, this would suggest it. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if it never gets mentioned again.
That's true. Last week's episode, Daniel said there's a thing for Terry and Max, but I don't know. I think Max went to Jared, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that was it for this episode. Are we giving this episode a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I'd give it a thumbs up. I like the sort of idea of like, a person that's in a tough position and they have to sort of do things that maybe they don't want to. I also like how Terry finds it out. I like that it's connected to the sort of school angle. I like when this show gets to be half Batman, half Spider-Man, and that's what this felt
Yeah.
like to me. It was a little bit of the high school drama of my friend's acting weird. I wonder what's going on with that. So I like that angle of it. I will say, I think I remembered what his outfit reminded me of. Did you watch Fairly Odd Parents back in the day?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Is he the Black Crimson Chin?
I was thinking, okay, so there's the special called what was it called? Channel Chasers, where he has the
Yeah.
remote and he can go in, and then there's a future Timmy Turner who's voiced by Alec Baldwin, and he kind
Yes.
of looks like that. I'm sending a picture in the chat right now. There's the
Let me
future
check here.
Timmy Turner, and he's in this black outfit with this sort of hooded
Oh,
mask
yeah.
on. So
That's
maybe that
him.
was it. I don't know. But you know what? Future Timmy Turner gets a thumbs up from me.
Future Timmy Turner. Imagine he wasn't part of this episode. That'd be a double doozy. But
If
yeah.
Alec Baldwin was in this episode, that'd be great. I would not complain.
Oh, that's a great guy. But yeah, I'm also giving it a thumbs up as well. As you mentioned, it's about the high school drama. I like that. It's the family drama as well. Your dad is doing sussy things, and how do you approach to that idea? And Jared did kind of the right thing. So again, this show, as I keep watching, it gets deeper with the themes, and you learn something each episode. Like, you learn not to be like the previous episodes. They teach you not to be addicted to like whatever, like the Bane drugs or whatever. There's some messages.
Sure. There's
Yeah,
some like VR stuff going on. I would say, yeah, especially in this. Maybe there's, maybe not all the episodes this week, but a lot of the episodes this week are about deeper things than just Batman's got to stop a guy. Like, yeah,
exactly.
there's some other very special episode type deals. I know last week you guys talked about the episode of, Batman going against the police, framed for
Yeah.
murder and whatnot. Like, that
Yes.
felt like it was about something, and this very similar in a sense.
That's why these old shows, they mean something. Now these days, they don't give a message.
I mean, they might. What shows are you watching from nowadays, right? What cartoons are you watching?
I'm that's the thing. I'm not. Again, I'm not watching anything, so I should not say that statement. But if I was watching something, it would have been. I don't know. Are there cartoons out there?
I'm sure there's cartoons. You know what? There may be a lack of action cartoons. When we were kids,
Yeah.
there was a very big boom of action cartoons, from superheroes to Jackie Chan adventures. So like, there was a
Yeah.
lot. Nowadays, not so much, I think.
There's that viral video of a guy, like I think it was like some sporting event, and they're recording something, eating food or something, and the grown like our age guy, he has like, do you watch cartoons? And the kid is like, yeah, YouTube. And he's like, you don't watch cartoons? Like, yeah, I don't know. And he was stunned, and I was stunned. I was like, yeah, these kids not watching they're not watching great shows with messages. They just watch Cocomelon all the time.
Sure. Isn't that video of the Rizzler? And he's like asking, like, do you watch this? And he's like, I don't know what that is.
Yes, that too.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Maybe kids don't watch it. They're just watching streamers. That's all they watch.
Yeah, they're watching streamers who are, I don't want to say cancer. but they are more they're more harmful to the viewer.
Sure. Stop watching those peanut people and watch Batman Beyond, kids. Turn on Batman Beyond. Turn off these
Yes,
peanut streamers.
please. Or watch Charlie Brown at least. He got some messages.
You can watch other peanuts. That's true.
Yeah, Snoopy. Come on. All right. We were off of a tangent there, but let's get into episode 18. Oh man, another deep episode as well. It is called Sneak Peek. Reporter Ian Peek, I think that's his last name, introduces another episode of the Inside Peek. I said a lot of peaks right now, where he reveals the secrets of Gotham's elite. He talked about the trainer of the heavyweight boxer is flirting with the boxer's girlfriend, how rocker Jaime Gerald is illegally getting spliced, and for the headline story, Pax empowers indecent behavior at a private party. So this is their version of TMZ. Do you like, as a concept, do you like TMZ?
No, I don't. I think it's one of those things where, as a kid, right, we saw those photos of like Britney Spears and the
Yeah.
flash is off in her face and she looks crazy, and you're like, oh my god,
Mhm.
what a crazy person. And then you get older and you realize, like, how would you feel about all these people with cameras while you're taking out the trash, right? Or just trying to drive down the road? It'd be very upsetting. So, like, yeah, it's one of those things that now that I'm older, I'm like, wait a minute. All that stuff was really, really evil. And like,
Yeah.
there's some stuff here where it's like he's exposing illegal things, sure, but it is very
Mhm.
much like, yeah, this guy's as we learn, this guy's an asshole.
Oh man, he got the biggest one too.
What?
Um,
Okay. All right.
well, no, sorry, we don't see it. It's kind of invisible. But
No, we don't. Yeah.
well, Matt McGinnis, aka the brother, eagerly watches the last segment, but his mother shuts off the television. Terry nearby tells his mother to lighten up since it's all just entertainment. But she retorts that he'd think differently if it was him on the show. See, now we're acting like the mom. That makes sense. Later that night, a crime boss, Jimmy Lin, sneaks into the city hall for a meeting with DA Sam Young to secretly testify about the gang's activities. Lin is anxious that he would be found out, but Sam assures him that they are completely alone. Neither of them know about Lin has been followed into the building by a mysterious man, seemingly composed of flashing blue and black matter, capable of passing through the walls. He's unnoticed by either man, and the mysterious figure films Lin's testimony until Sam sees him and summons a guard. The mysterious man manages to disable a guard, then Batman arrives. He attacks, but all of his punches seem to pass through empty air, while the mysterious man perfectly is capable of hitting Batman. Just like Vision from Avengers. Finally, the man starts a fire and escapes entirely unharmed by the flames. While Batman is down, the man touches a device on his belt, switching off the blue and black energy, revealing himself to be none other than Ian Peek. So, Anthony, this is our first introduction of, I guess, Ian Peek as, I don't know what his villain name is. I'll just call him the Peeper.
Okay. You can call him the Peeker, but I guess Peeper is good too.
The Peeker. Okay, we'll call him Peeker Peeper. Peeker Peeper.
Okay.
What do you think about his camouflage here?
I mean, it was a little confusing at first because at first I thought we were in for another. You guys watched that one episode? I don't think I was on it with the Invisible Man in BTAS with the guy with the
Yes.
Inviso suit.
Yes.
I thought he was like invisible, but from what I could tell, he's not invisible. He can just move through stuff, and he's a bit transparent. So when
Yeah.
he is in like the corner of the room recording, I was like, so they could just see him, right? Like he's not invisible. They could just see a man holding a camera. To which the guy's like, hang on a second, and he walks over and feels the wall. So I thought that was a bit strange.
Mm,
So yeah, this guy's a weirdo, and he is a jerk. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it.
yeah, I mean, what again, if a paparazzi is in front of your face, you can't punch them because they'll sue you. So there's
Yeah.
like that's kind of unfair, to be honest. Um, I guess for the Brown Boy Wonder podcast as a whole, I would say I condone paparazzis as a in general.
There you go. Condemn them. Condemn them to
Yes.
hell.
Yes. Um, to hell is a big thing, but I guess so.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Yeah. To hell is like the deepest down. Like it's the deepest. It's not like
Well, I don't let's not get into spoilers just yet for this guy, but we'll get there.
oh yes yes. Thank you for oh, okay. I got too excited. In physics class, do you like physics? The class.
Um, nah. I mean, it's fine. I had a good I remember our physics teacher that I had was
Hmm.
good, so that no problems there. But that's about it. I had physics with Cole, I believe. So
Oh, a
yeah,
friend of the show, Cole, back in high school. Yeah. Um, I just remember in physics class we had to make that car like
the
with like
mousetrap car.
yes. Oh yes. Mine was
Yeah, yeah.
terrible. Mine was terrible. Mine broke down.
I made mine with Cole. We
Oh
put a we printed a picture of Admiral Akbar and put it on there because, it's a trap. So, if you wanna know
yes.
what I was like in
Perfect.
high school, that's a good
Yes.
description of it.
Perfect, perfect. I'm guessing Cole still has that mousetrap card.
I had it for a long time. I don't know where it might be gone now, but I had it
Ah,
for a very long time.
good memories. Well, at this class here, Terry learns that solid matter is mostly composed of empty space and asks if it's possible for some objects to pass through others. His teacher, surprised as Terry's sudden interest, explains the most scientists believe that is to be impossible, but there are one who worked at Wayne Enterprises who thought otherwise. Later, Terry talks to Bruce, who reveals the man's identity. Nobuo Taka, a research scientist who believes who could phase molecules to allow them to pass through solid matter. However, Taka can't be the mysterious man because this dude died 5 years ago. Um, well, without Taka, there's no Ian Peak then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be around, so
Mm. The Insight Peak comes on again, and Peak reveals the events of the previous night, telling about Lynn's meeting with Young. Terry realizes the connection and heads out to seek Peak. Peak, um, Peak, starts having stomach pains after finishing his show. Gotta take some Pepto Bismol if I was him. The chewables, those work really good. I'm not sponsored by them. I should. Batman confronts him at the studio, but Peak denies any knowledge. However, before Batman can further interrogate him, Lynn and the gang of thugs enter and try to kill Peak. Batman stops them but loses sight of Peak, who escapes and plants a camera in the Batmobile. Uh-oh. Unaware of the camera, Batman returns, not the movie, to the Batcave, talks to Bruce, and removes his mask. All this is caught on the spy cam of Peak. Dude, this is like Spider-Man Far From Home, where spoiler alert, Jake Gyllenhaal reveals the identity of Spider-Man at the end of the movie.
that's true. That's true.
Um,
It's one of those things where, like, I think it's a very basic, like, danger for a kid to understand because you don't want the superhero's, like, secret identity to be revealed. That's scary because
mm,
then they're gonna be in trouble. So that's what we've got here. Like, Terry and Bruce's lives could be over.
exactly. Um, unless you're Iron Man, he says, "I am Iron Man."
He says, "Fuck it." It's
Yeah. Um, the next morning, Terry is woken up by Matt, who alerts him on the news about Batman. Oh shit. Getting up, Terry sees a teaser for Peak's latest episode, revealing footage of the Batcave, including blurred images of himself and Bruce. Peak promises to reveal the secret identity of Batman and his mentor later on the night edition of the show. I'm sure that would have the highest ratings of all time.
I mean, it's got everyone tuning in, you know?
Yeah, that's good. Also, if he was TMZ, it would be around 1 p.m., not like nighttime, unless it's like Inside Edition, but whatever.
It's a big reveal.
Yeah,
They're building it up.
like it's like you will show it on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, something like that. While Terry blames himself for their situation, Bruce accepts the fact that their identities are going to be revealed, but is annoyed that someone like Ian Peak has to be the one to expose them. So do you blame Terry for this?
I mean, I guess you could have been more careful, but no, just like I mentioned before, it's these evil people's fault. That was an evil thing he did. If anything, it's just annoying that this is the guy to reveal it, which even Bruce brings up. That it's like, I can't believe it's this guy that's gonna do it. This sucks.
No. You'd rather have freaking Hugo Strange, at least. He's more interesting than this
Sure.
snob. All right. Peak's office. At Peak's office, he has trouble with his stomach again and gets medicine to soothe the pain. I'm sure he took Pepto-Bismol. He then notices Batman's sudden arrival and invites him inside, but addresses him by his real name. While startling him, Peak reveals upon discovering Bruce Wayne's involvement. Realizing Terry's identity was simple, and proceeds to question him that Bruce Wayne was the OG Batman. Ignoring his questions, Terry reveals that while he doesn't care what happens to himself, he demands Bruce to be left off of this. Considering that all that he's done for Gotham, Peak realizes how much Bruce means a lot to him, but still refuses. Then mockingly asks for an interview, causing Terry to leave. What would you do in this situation?
I'd probably be really angry and like punch him or something. That's probably what I'd do.
But then he'll record. He'll record that.
I just keep punching him. They gotta run out of tape at some point, right? You can't record forever.
Unless he has like a terabyte on the camera.
Oh, yeah. If that's the case, I can't punch that long. Never mind.
That's at least 20 hours. Terry returns home and finds along the rest of Gotham City. Both Matt and Mary, the mom, are excited about seeing the show. Mary brushes off her earlier remark as Terry ironically convinced her it's just entertainment. Meanwhile, as Peak is getting ready for the show, he takes a tablet for his stomach pains, but it seems that it's gotten worse by now. He looks down in horror and sees his body partially phased even through the belt. I'll be scared too. At Terry's home, his mother and Matt are getting ready for the show just to begin, but Terry, however, deciding it's best they learn the truth from him first, confesses that he's Batman. He was like, guys, I am Batman. However, both of them laughed. Like, ah, ha, ha, ha. The show starts to air, but was all of a sudden postponed. While Matt and Mary are disappointed, Terry becomes sus and discreetly telephones Bruce. 1 second here. Excuse me. And there's no answer, so he goes to investigate. What are your thoughts on this scene here?
I mean, one, Terry's family laughing at him is pretty. He tries. He's really stressed out right now because like his life could be over, Bruce's life could be over. But this freak man is getting what's coming to him, if you ask me.
Absolutely, and I don't want to say it now, but I'll save it for the interesting fact. Bruce appears at Peak Studio in response to an urgent summoning. Peak says his body is starting to lose his substance and is now slowly becoming completely intangible, even though the belt and without the belt, and asks Bruce to use his company's resources to find a cure. Bruce states that there are no other companies, my man, but he states that Bruce's had Taka, causing Bruce to question what he had to do in that situation. Peak then confesses that he was the last person to interview Taka before he died. But Bruce states that Taka never would have talked to someone like him. Peak tells him that he's a resourceful man and that he has all the Taka's files and research along with the belt. This makes Bruce realize that Peak not only stole the belt, but he also is the one who started the fire that killed Taka. Peak admits and shamelessly defends his actions, saying that he had to do it, claiming the belt was a chance to kick his career to high gear. Bruce is disgusted and refuses to help him, and Peak threatens to expose both him and Terry. Bruce sees his body further losing it, and he keeps walking. Where that time is not on Peak's side, he is desperate, tries to give back the footage of the cave by throwing it at Bruce's feet, but he still refuses. Peak is now so mad, he attacks and nearly kills Bruce. But Batman arrives and saves him. Peak continues to fight and raises a gun. But his whole hand becomes gone, followed shortly his whole body. Still at the mercy of gravity, Peak sinks through the floor, yelling for help. Batman gives chase, but Bruce picks up the disc containing the spy cam footage. Yeah, man, as we mentioned, you did say to hell. He is literally going to hell.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it, I don't think.
That if for example, if hell exists, I think that is hell. Forever going through layers of layers.
Sure,
It's crazy.
yeah. I do think it's wild that Terry is trying to help, Bruce is not. He's had
No.
enough of this. He's fine.
Yeah. Well, Batman just manages to reach the lowest basement level as Peak is sinking through it. He tells Peak to control himself so he can pull him up. But he seems to work at first, but he loses control and he's sinked into the ground. Bruce arrives and explains that in his phase state, Peak will likely keep falling until he reaches the center of the earth, just like that movie, Journey to the Center of the Earth with Brendan Fraser.
With Brendan Fraser?
Yeah. The first one.
Alright.
Unless you're talking about the second one with The Rock.
Journey to the Mysterious Islands? No.
Yeah, okay. And Josh Hutcherson and Vanessa Hudgens. Oh yeah, he was in that first one too. Remarking that it's about the okay. This is my favorite line here. He said, "It's about as inside as you can get for a Peak here." I thought it was a great line from Bruce here. And yeah,
he's fine with him going down there. He does not care.
But yeah, that is our that was it for that episode. There, are we giving this a sneak up or a sneak down?
I'll give it a thumbs up. I do like the sort of threat of their identities being revealed. It is kind of interesting that it's not like a big name villain. It's not that huge of a deal. In fact, it's almost stranger that it's just this loser. And then yeah, he gets his comeuppance in the end, which is pretty typical for this show. So I think it fits in. Yeah, I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I'll also give it a thumbs up too. It's not just because of the TMZ stuff. It's just the emotional drama what Terry's going through, as he should, right? He's about to lose his identity and lose his family, but
yeah,
that brings the gravity to this episode. So yeah, it's a great episode here. I do have an interesting fact for this episode. As I mentioned before, the scene where Terry confesses to being Batman was used for several TV spots promoting the show on Kids WB. I always remember that. He says, I am Batman, and then his family laughs at him. I always remember that commercial.
There you go.
Yeah. But all right, let's get into probably the most iconic or most recognizable, not recognizable, more the more when people brings up Batman Beyond, they always think about this episode.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is episode 19, The Eggbaby. A truck drives up to a large mansion just outside of Gotham. A trio of people gets out, 2 men, Carl and Slim, and a big middle-aged woman. The 3 break into a house and convince the butler to show them where the safe is. After finding the safe, the group blows it up, and the woman sorts through the valuables and steals a ruby ring. And the other items are shunned. This butler, man, this kind of looks familiar. Does he look like Alfred?
He kind of looks like Alfred without the mustache a little bit. Yeah.
I guess all butlers look like Alfred then. The next day, Bruce calls up Terry and tells him about the robbery. Apparently, Ma Mayhem has been stealing ruby jewelry, but for unknown reasons. However, before Terry can deal with it, he has to go to his family study class, which he's failing. So this is our first introduction of Ma Mayhem and her sons, Carl and Slim. What do you guys think? What do you think about this family here?
I like that we have sort of a themed villain group. It feels very original Batman in a way.
Sure.
Um, I guess I kind of wish that the sons were a bit more themed like
Mm.
sons, but I don't even know what that would look like. But we have this like big mama. It looks like Rupert Thorne, but a woman. So I
Yeah.
like that.
Yes. Just put him. Yeah, that is Rupert Thorne dress. One of the sons. He got I think his name was Carl. He has a terrible haircut. Like it's like uneven, and it's like it's just terrible. Whoever his barber was, kill him. I mean, it's
Send him down with
horrendous.
heat.
Um, all right. In class, Miss Pinto assigns her students to take care of computerized egg babies. They are programmed to act and respond to as real babies do, recording how well their parents are taking care of them. If they dropped it, they'll automatically fail. The project will make up half of their grade or final grade, which the teacher pointedly noted is crucial for Terry in particular. The class randomly divided into mock couples. Dana is somewhat disappointed that she doesn't get Terry as her partner. She gets Howard. She gets Howard, and yeah. Did you had this type of class? This like life science class?
No, I mean I had like health class where we learned about
Mm-hmm.
sort of like things like that. But yeah, the sort of like take care of a baby thing. I saw that in TV shows and whatnot. I don't think I ever had it in real life. Not that I recall.
Interesting. Okay, because I don't know if it was 6th grade or 7th grade, I was in this type of class, like health science, whatever, and we had a project for this. We did had eggs, but it was just like normal eggs. It's not like this computerized egg, but it's like an actual egg, and the teacher said take care of it for 1 week, and we did. I don't I barely remember that class, but I remember holding that egg for the longest time. I always put it in my backpack.
Wasn't on an egg like this, sadly.
No, I wish, man. Well, let's talk about the egg baby. What is your thoughts on this cute ass baby here?
This is a funny egg baby. I do quite like it. I like the way it changes expressions,
Hmm.
and I like everyone's reactions to this little egg baby, especially Terry's. So yeah, I think this is a fun little concept. I think this is uh yeah, a fun way to do this. Just like you said, like that we are all used to it. This is like a sci-fi version of it. This is what do they do in the future? They make you carry around this like robotic squishmallow.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a little Pokemon just in your in your backpack. They're all smiling and stuff. I like that. But there's someone who doesn't like it. Now, unfortunately for Terry, he's paired with Blade, who's really uninterested in the assignment. she has it for a little bit, but then knocks the baby off the desk while filing her nails, and Terry is forced to catch it. In fact, that night, while Terry is waiting for the Batmobile to pick him up from home to go off to his mission as Batman, Blade drops by and dumps the Eggbaby with him and leaves to go on the date with Jurgen. Is Blade becoming a bad parent in the future?
Yeah.
100%.
Everyone else seems to be fine, but yeah.
Yeah, Blade does not want this kid. Well, I don't think Terry named this Eggbaby, but what would you name this? What would you name Terry's baby?
Robin.
Oh, I like that. That's good. That's good. What were the critters' name? Paul Dini. If you're listening, it's too late now, but whatever. Unable to get rid of the Eggbaby, Terry takes it with him on a mission and spies Mob Mayhem. Also, that's a great name too, Mob Mayhem.
Yeah, Bruce brings it up of like the times of alliteration, so that was good.
Yeah. He spies on Mob Mayhem and her family while looking to steal ruby earrings. There's a funny scene where the baby laughed a little bit, and Bruce in the intercom is like, "What the hell was that?"
He at one point he legitimately thinks that Terry brought a baby with him.
Yeah.
To a point where he assumes that maybe Terry had done something that he didn't tell Bruce about, which was I don't know people's general thoughts on this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, I thought this episode was very funny.
Yes.
So I liked a lot of this stuff.
It's good stuff. Unfortunately, the Eggbaby starts crying and alerts the thieves to his presence. One of the men, Carl, with a bad haircut, is sent to take care of Batman. And during the fight, he started the fight. The Eggbaby is almost dropped. When Batman tries to save it, he almost killed, but managed to escape. But because of their advance warning, the gang escapes. Day comes and Terry takes care of the Eggbaby along with a few classmates. However, when Terry tries to give it to Blade, gives Blade the Eggbaby, she refused to take it. And Terry was like, "I want a divorce." That's good.
That was good. I liked that.
That being the case, Terry still has to keep it when he goes to the Batcave. Bruce is annoyed about the Eggbaby, but Terry's mother refused to take it because she didn't want to feel like a grandma. And Mad abused it by shooting it with rubber bands.
I want to see that. I wish we had seen that.
Probably do a good scene. Bruce shuts down a possibility of taking care of the Eggbaby himself, and only Ace is willing to spend time with it, making it laugh with some friendly licks. Should we get a spin-off show with Bruce and the Eggbaby on Tubi?
Specifically on Tubi? I mean, that's where the cartoons are, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Bruce in the cave in general, so if Eggbaby's there, I won't complain.
I'd love to see that. Terry is forced to take it on another mission, but seeing as was a strong possibility, he has given a double feeding, changed his diaper and kept it awake the entire afternoon. So now the baby will sleep for hours. That's a good parent, man. Terry's doing a good job. After reaching the next location, the Museum of Fashion, Batman leaves the Eggbaby on an air conditioning unit and attacks the group. Fortunately, they are ready for him and fights back. But Batman manages to hold off his own against the group, but in the end, doesn't even matter. They manage to escape once again. The mom, she was showing some fisticuffs, man. She knows how to fight.
Yeah, I mean, well, she kind of has to, right? She's in charge of this sort of like mob family.
Yeah, you mentioned Rupert Thorne. She kind of reminds me of if she grew up, Baby Doll from the animated series.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. However, things are even worse for Batman when he sees that the air conditioning unit was really the gang's truck in a holographic disguise. They take off in it, taking the Eggbaby along. This reminds, I don't know if you saw the movie. I'm sure everyone has. The 90s movie classic. This kind of reminds me of Baby's Day Out.
Oh, okay, yeah, Baby Bink, little
Yeah.
Baby Bink versus Eggbaby, yeah.
Yeah. Again, this is late line. I don't know when Day Out came out, like early 90s, like 92 or something. I'm sure there's some correlations there. Despite
Yeah.
despite not to fail family studies, Batman heads out and find the Eggbaby, but can find a trace. However, Bruce realizes the Eggbaby can be tracked by his digital cry, which can be scanned for by the Batmobile. Back at the hideout, Mom Mayhem celebrates her victory in getting the entire site of ruby jewelry, which was the first thing she and her husband stole. While she deals with her upset children, the Eggbaby starts to cry again. Batman is alerted to the Eggbaby's location and heads out to the hideout. He arrives just in time to watch Carl almost dropping the Eggbaby from the high window. Batman saves the Eggbaby, which makes it happy, and then was attacked by the group. Okay, Anthony, this is, we've seen so many Batman episodes. I think this is the most villainish act from a villain I've seen. This guy dropped a baby from a high building.
It's true, yeah.
He should he should be, again, just like the barber, he should die. He should be sentenced to death. Ma Mayhem decides to opt for a speedy getaway, slipping the Eggbaby inside his backpack. Batman quickly gives chase while the Eggbaby enjoys the ride. Batman also gives him like a little funny face to the Eggbaby, and the Eggbaby, is cheerful. Good stuff. I think it's right here. I think it's behind me. Yeah, there we go. That's the scene right there.
Yeah.
Good stuff. After a brief yet intense time of being dragged by the family's truck, Batman manages to stop them and forces them to land on a building. After setting up a smoke screen, Batman manages to get Slim to attack Carl, thereby knocking him out, and then knocks out Slim himself. Now Mom Mayhem is all that's left, and she proves to be a much stronger opponent. And as she as she falls pretty much with her purse. However, he managed to cut off the straps of the bag, which contains her loot, causing her to fall from the roof of the building. Mom Mayhem jumps after the bag manages to catch it as Batman catches her with the cable. But the upside down bag opens and drops all the jewelry to the streets. With his mission complete, Terry returns his family studies class and is shocked and cheerful to receive the top grade. As Miss Pinto explains, the other couples performed terribly at feeding and nurturing their babies, but Terry was the only one who had the baby's mind fully simulated. His baby had the most fun. She calls Terry the ideal father material. When Dana and several other girls look at him very like ooh la la, and Terry gets a little embarrassed. Good job for Terry. Dana is now really digging him. But that was it for this episode here. Are we giving this baby up or baby down?
Oh, baby up. Yeah, I would say that this was a very fun episode. Like I said, I liked the themed villains, felt very BTAS. I like the sort of high school angle of it, which is, like I mentioned earlier, something I really like. And then, yeah, if you want to stimulate your baby, just sort of drop it off a building and then catch it and then rocket it up to the sky. It will have a lot of fun. So I think that it had a good amount of like sort of comedy relief. I liked it.
Absolutely. This is a big baby up, baby day off, up, baby up. That's a lot of babies. But yeah, this is a great episode. This is the most iconic episode for Batman Beyond. Yeah. I have like a lot of interesting facts here, so stay tuned. Oh, not stay tuned. Here it is. This episode won an Emmy Award.
Oh, Eggbaby wins a big egg Emmy, so that's good.
There we go. Perfect. I got the picture through Snapchat, or not Snapchat, through here. I will post it on post production here. That's great. That's great. Yeah, just won an Emmy. I'm glad it did. I have another interesting fact. This is the episode marks the final speaking appearance of Blade. Good. She was a bad parent.
Yeah, don't let her around babies, eggs, or otherwise.
Oh. And the last one here, Bruce Timm said in the commentary that this was the only episode he worked on that he allowed his daughter to watch.
Oh, I wonder how young his daughter was at the time then. She must have been like pretty young.
At least, well, actually, I don't know. I don't know. He had a daughter.
She was like 20 years old. He's like, "No, you can't watch it. It's too scary."
Fantastic. Well, now let's get into probably another deep. It is actually. It is a deep episode. It is episode 20. Is it Zeta or Zeta?
Zeta.
Zeta. During a lecture in biology class at school, Max and Terry note that the teacher, Miss Martell, is answering questions in a strange way. Not with a personal answer and opinion, but instead just reading pre-written information. She is, I would say, a very sussy little baka.
Oh.
Later, as they discuss their sussiness, they are surprised to see men dressed as phone workers pull up guns on Miss Martell and open fire. Even more surprising, Miss Martell avoid their attacks with an amazing show of strength and agility and drives off in a car. The car eventually crashes and the pursuers catch up, but Batman arrives and stops them from shooting her. Just then, the teacher punches through the car and draws weapons of her own. One of the men, Agent Bennett, jumps from the truck and explains that Miss Martell is really a centroid. During the fight, Miss Martell is hit and loses her disguise. So we're not in school anymore, right, Anthony? We're not in grade school. We're not in college anymore. We're done with that
You
life.
and me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. But I think in the future, I would say at least in 20 years, 2046, I feel like teachers will be replaced by AI or robots.
Oh gosh, that's a scary thought to have. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're like this robot, maybe it won't be so bad. But for right now, the AI we have now, if that was teaching kids, we're gonna, like you mentioned, Cocomelon. There's gonna be a generation of kids like that.
Oh, geez. I don't want to think about that. But the police go to Miss Martell's apartment and find her tied up. Finding evidence that points to the school, Barbara Gordon confronts Burnett. He explains that the robot is an assassin droid called Zeta, and it has stopped taking their orders, DoorDash orders, because Zeta was on an assignment to infiltrate a terrorist group they assume is now taking orders from them and must destroy it. However, whatever the civilian costs, after Bennett leaves, Batman talks to Barbara and explains that it's most likely that Zeta is still at the high school. So this is our first introduction of Zeta. What do you think about this Terminator?
I think this robot looks really, really cool. We get to see a little bit more of him here in a bit, but like it's a very unique design. He's got this cool sort of like almost boomerang shaped head. He has these very wide shoulders. Like he looks not human, which we
Yeah.
see later at a point where because as we see here, he can like hologram himself to look like people. He'll like bend and sort of compress his body to be a certain height. So depending on who he needs to be, he'll like not like change his body too much, but to a point. So I think this guy's really cool.
Yeah, this we'll get into it later. He's more, if you remember the movie I, Robot, he kind of is like that robot character where he has deeper feelings. Yeah. But the way he, as you mentioned, the way he looks, he kind of. We both saw this movie recently. He kind of looks like Rocky from Project Hail Mary.
Huh?
Like
He
the
looks
way
like
he
Rock.
moves.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. He's got. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, you got the legs and arms to move in that fashion.
Sure. I got you.
Great. It's also great. If you didn't watch an IMAX, I recommend it. You be blown your socks off and your head.
Oh.
That night, Max is working in the school computer lab where she carefully hacks into the the NSA files about Zeta and discovers that it's equipped with a homing beacon. Dana arrives and invites Max to go into a study group. Max mistakes the gender of a classmate that Dana refers to, but Dana takes this in stride. Believing Max is just over-absorbed with her schoolwork. As usual, Max sneaks into, Max sneaks into a Gotham Mint and is revealed to be... You go ahead. You can say who it is.
It's Zeta.
Yeah, Zeta! In disguise. The next day, Terry finds Max working on a device. As they talk, he quickly realizes that this person doesn't know he is Batman, and so he is not really Max. When Max leaves, both Terry and the NSA agent follows her or it, dropping his disguise. Zeta returns to the Mint, where Max is being held captive. Zeta gives her a sandwich and tells her he is concerned for her safety. Zeta assures her that he may have been built to kill, but he doesn't want to do that anymore. Yeah, this is a very complex AI. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think the way that they're playing it is really smart. Like he sounds human, and he makes it very clear that like I'm not trying to hurt you. This is what I know I have to do. I have to sort of like replicate people. It was very smart of him to take over the smartest person in school, essentially. So, yeah, I think that so far it's been really clever how he's been managing to do this, and I like that we're getting this little sort of backstory and insight into his character.
Absolutely. Max believes him and convinces him to remove all of his built-in weapons. However, Batman shows up and attacks Zeta. Zeta is quickly to fight back. Max tries to stop the fight, but is unsuccessful. On one hand, Batman doesn't believe that Zeta is peaceful, while Zeta is experienced as resolving situations peacefully. However, after Batman is disabled and nearly crushed by the Mint printing press, Zeta saves him and proves his intentions. Let's go, Zeta! 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 That's what I was doing. Unfortunately, I'm about to keep saying NASA, but it's NSA. It's almost NASA, but it's NSA. Soon arrives and attacks. Zeta quickly arms himself with the laser cutter and fights back. Only though Batman's intervention do they escape without bloodshed. After the ordeal, Zeta explains why he decided to quit killing. When he was on an assignment, he had to replace an accountant that was unwittingly associating with terrorists. During this time, he had to live with the accountant's family and saw his family ride a bike for the first time. Believing that he couldn't deprive the man of his family, he disobeyed his orders and to kill the man. This is heavy stuff for a kid show.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really cool way to tackle a story like this. Like the fact that they really let it sit, you know, like he goes into it of
Mhm.
just like I saw this man's daughter ride a bike for the first time, and like that's when it clicked for him that he was robbing this man of seeing his daughter grow up and what that meant. And you know, it
Mhm.
very easily just very could have been very simple of like I don't want to kill people and that's it. But we really got into why. And yeah, I think that like a lot of these episodes this week and a lot of these episodes this season, they seem to have a really strong focus on like what it means to be Batman and you know the types of
Yeah.
problems he runs into. You can't just like punch this because at first he does try to fight him because he's a robot with
Mm,
guns and all that. But now we're learning about him and now we're on the side of Zeta. We want to see this guy make it out alive.
absolutely. Yeah, at this point, the best weapon is your mouth. Or no, not your mouth, but like the
What?
your the what am I trying to say? The best weapon is just talking, I guess. Something like that.
Sure,
If you know what, you
sure.
know what I mean. His story is done. Zeta explains that he chose the high school as a low security facility that had the equipment necessary for him to build a signal filter, which will allow him to mask his homing beacon from the agents. Now that he's done that, he has adopted a new identity and strikes out on his own. Is there an action figure of this Zeta? I'm sure
Is
there
there
is.
a Zeta figure? I'm not
Yeah,
sure. I don't think so. We'll talk a bit more about Zeta and who this is and what happens to him, I guess, at the end. But
sure.
yeah, I don't think there's a Zeta figure. I could
Gotta
be
be some.
wrong. The only thing that I'm seeing is there was this game called Hero Clicks where there are these
Hmm.
little figures on little black bases, and then like you sort of spin the bottom and it gives you like stats or attacks. It was almost like a board game type thing.
Okay.
And he got one of those, and that's literally it. So no, there's no Zeta figure, sadly.
They're missing out on the marketing. Batman is still wary, but since Zeta admits that he's been programmed to remove any person whose identity he assumes and he doesn't know any other way. Max, however, comes up with a new idea. Mix up the images to create a new one. Zeta tries to do it and comes up with a passable face. Then he leaves. How do we like his new appearance here?
Well, I like the sort of concept of him just basically like making a random person of all the little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Um, and when he becomes that like red guy, very
Mm.
distracting, a little bit. It doesn't blend in very well, I would argue, but you
Uh-oh.
know,
Yeah, like he kind of physically did like, you how you create an avatar in a video game. Kind of that in real
sure,
life.
yeah, customized it.
Yeah. Like the Wii. You can't do much with the Wii characters.
The Mii's?
Uh
Oh, you should,
yeah.
see, there's a new game out, as of this recording called, Tomodachi Life, where you make little Mii's and, like, put them in, like, a little simulation world, and the creativity that people were able to make with Mii's is astounding. So, I
Oh.
people can do crazy stuff with Mii's, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, okay. I'll take your word for that. I'll take it to Ian Pig's grave. I'll say that.
Oh, no. That's really far down.
Very far. Batman follows after Zeta, not wanting him to get out of his sight until he leaves Gotham, Neo Gotham. In spite of the fact that the NSA can no longer track the signal, they manage to determine Zeta's motive and stake out the train station. For a while, it seems they won't find him, but by accident, he revealed him. The Zeta makes his escape into the station and is confronted by the agents. However, Batman intercepts the agents, leaving Zeta and Bennett to face one another alone. Zeta manages to disable Bennett and takes his gun. Batman worries that Zeta will kill his enemy, but Zeta destroys the gun and walks away like a bad ass. Bennett, however, isn't convinced and draws another gun from his ass. With his gun, I don't know. I mean, was it he got it from the ankle or got it from his like
Yeah,
butt?
it was on his ankle, yeah.
Oh,
It
okay, okay.
wasn't I'm
I guess.
sorry to disappoint, it wasn't from his ass.
Imagine it's like all duty and stuff. Ugh. With this gun, he and his agents force Zeta to fall from the building to his apparent destruction. He was, if you recall, for those who watched Batman in Space, Power Rangers in Space, remember that episode? I forgot the monster's name, but he saved Cassie.
Oh, the bee?
The bee. He was like, it was like the scene where the bee was getting shot up
Oh,
by,
no.
by everyone. It kind of reminded me of that. But yeah, the entire time when he's getting shot at, I was like, no. But Batman goes down to investigate and discovers that Zeta's destruction was just an illusion. Zeta then takes on another appearance and escapes. Batman takes his leave as well, throwing some explosives to the ground, causing the agents to believe that Zeta self-destructed, and thereby buying some time for him to escape. Zeta leaves on the train like Harry Potter, and Batman flies off to Gotham, convinced that all is well. Wow, wow, wow. That was it for this Zeta episode. Are we giving this Centroid a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Definitely a thumbs up. Yeah, I would say so. Like, I think this is a really strong concept. The killer robot that doesn't want to kill. I think the way that it's handled is really cool. I mentioned, it was really clever the way his plan sort of worked. Of like, I needed computers, and and schools don't have a lot of security. I disguised myself as like the smartest girl in school, so they wouldn't suspect me. And then by the end, it's like we got to get this guy out of here. So yeah, I really like this episode. Thumbs up.
100%, man. This episode probably was the precursor of all the stories like this, like iRobot. There's what's another one? Another story like this, I would say Shark Tale. No, not Shark Tale. Like Iron
Shark
Giant.
Tale.
I was just thinking Shark Tale. I was thinking Will Smith or Shark Tale. I don't know why. But yeah, it's like those type of stories that kind of
Sure.
probably emulated from this. But yeah, great episode. A robot with feelings. Well, AI, but I like this AI better. I'd rather take
He
this
has a
AI than anything
conscience,
else.
we'll say.
Yes, yes.
He's got a understanding. Is there a fun fact for this episode?
Well, there's a big one here. Interesting fact: this episode was nominated for an Annie Award for Outstanding Individual Achievement for Writing in an Animated Television Production.
Alright, alright. And of course, Zeta, as far as I'm aware, is the only character from this type of show to get his own spin-off show. Are you familiar with the Zeta Project?
No.
So there is a show, an animated show in 2001 that is a direct spin-off of this show where it looks a little bit different. It has a different voice cast, but it's the exact same concept of this robot. Now he's on the run with another character trying to prove his innocence. So it got 2 seasons. It's like the most like lesser known of the DC animated shows, but it's canon.
Sure.
It's part of everything. So Zeta is the only character to get his spin-off like that.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking at the Google images now. I have never seen this before. It came out 2001, 2 seasons. Cool. That's pretty cool. I didn't know this. What
Yeah.
was it aired at?
I had to assume it was Kids WB, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah.
You're right. It says Kids WB and the WB network. Cool. That's I like that actually. That's good. That's a good interesting fact. I like that. But yeah, that was it for this episode of episodes. What was it? 16 through 20. We got 2 episodes that were awarded, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's it. Next time we'll talk about episodes 21 through 26, I think, because I think it's like even. So yeah, like we're gonna talk about 6 episodes next time. which is the season finale of season 2. But Anthony, where can they find you, man?
You can find me at Anthony Lantern on pretty much all social media platforms. You can find me on YouTube, Anthony Reviews, where Anthony Reviews. If you like Batman, I do have some Batman related videos there, such as a review of a Lego Batman sets from Batman and Robin, which is crazy. And then I also have 2 podcasts that you can check out. First one is called The Grud, which I do with my friend Kirk Beatty, where we discuss movies and shows that we've seen. And then the other one is called The Couples Collector Club, where my girlfriend Ray and I talk about action figures and comic books that we collect and read. So feel free to check out both of those wherever you listen to podcasts.
Absolutely. You know that saying in Tron, Flynn lives. No, I think Schumacher lives forever.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, his toys are keep coming up. But yeah, follow Anthony, follow all of his podcasts there, and you can follow this podcast on Spotify, Apple, and I'm on YouTube as well. And until then, guys, we will talk to you in the season 2 finale.